the camera, make sure it saw it.
I had the worst hand possible. Almost. Very close to the worst hand possible.
Doesn't include a 3. It has to be 8-9.
Exactly what I had, 8-9.
Very deductive read.
So when was the last year that you actually worked?
03, 04.
Very
03, 04, 1955. Was the last time you worked in a job?
I don't know. It depends on the I don't know. As a teenager,
Went to an office, like
office
or anything like punch the clock or nothing.
If I was going to an office as a teenager, it wasn't to work.
I've had a million jobs.
Really, you've actually worked for a
See
living.
if there was anything I could steal.
The only office Daniel's ever seen is the one that comes on TV.
Well, Joe, in case Kevin from The Office is watching, let's read these slowly. Doyle Brunson, David Williams atop the leaderboard. The loose cannon, Will Davis, he was staked $100,000. He only gets to keep whatever he wins over the original $100K. He's stuck over $35,000. Joe, what do you make of it so far?
Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Right here, we've got a flop scene percentage, which is just another way of saying who's playing the most hands. Abe's been splashing around the most, but we've seen that the loose cannon is certainly not afraid to get wet. So far, the big winner is Doyle Brunson. He's catching cards, and it doesn't hurt that he knows how to play them.
Once again, those stats are through 42 hands, so the loose cannon Will Davis has plenty of time to make up his deficit. Action will begin on Will Davis.
Use a HUD.
And he folds. Abe Mosseri, ace-deuce suited, raises.
What is a HUD?
Heads up this way.
It's the thing that was over there on the computer over their head. There's like a square that says all the numbers.
I know how to pick my chips up here and call.
Doyle's just working his way up to the VCR.
David Williams folds. 2 players to the flop. Deuce, 8, deuce.
Trip deuces for Abe.
Check by Brunson, check by Mosseri.
Setting a trap.
9 of hearts on the turn.
Check.
All right, now that flush and straight draws are out there, we should see a bet from Abe.
Brunson is checked on over to Abe, who makes it 1,500 to go. Doyle calls.
He's got an open-ended straight draw.
The river, the king of hearts.
This is a scare card for both players.
Doyle checks. Mosseri bets 4,000.
When Doyle checks, Abe feels safe enough to bet his hand.
What did you do, Doyle?
Oh, that's for next time.
Doyle just messing with Abe. He did fold.
That should be mine.
Try and get it. Come and get it.
Yeah, this is the guy who carries guns.
Not anymore.
Obviously, the only guns he's talking about is firing with 3 barrels on the flop, turn, and river.
He's got a guy carrying it.
You had to get back to the car. You know, that's when you needed it.
Or maybe not.
Action begins on Abe Mosseri.
Oh, that's yeah. Had to get in there. Do this. It's not a call.
Fold. Jason Calacanis out of the way. Daniel, pocket 3s.
You raise it again?
Yeah.
I'm out then.
Doyle folds. David Williams, queen jack. Gets a discount to call. And the loose cannon's out.
Got a little coin flippage right now.
King deuce 4.
Check.
Check by Williams.
With that check, it's a pretty safe flop for Daniel to think he has the best hand.
Bets 2,200.
Seems like an easy fold. Looks like David might be up to something.
Williams calls.
This move is called a reverse float, which is just a float out of position. It's when you make a call in order to try to take it away in a later street.
7 of hearts on the turn. No help to David Williams.
Check.
Who checks over to Daniel. Right back at you, pal.
David's probably going to try to bluff at it on the river.
Ace of diamonds is the river card.
Now, the ace may change things.
Check.
Yeah.
Check by David. Check by Daniel.
Not no pair.
Oh, sweet. That's good news.
Daniel wins a pot of almost $8,000.
Looked like David was going to try to take Daniel off of ace high, but had to put the brakes on when the ace hit the river.
While Daniel stacks up his chips, we're going to take a short break, but we're coming right back to Las Vegas with lots more of the big game. Hold tight.
Welcome back. Do you want a chance to be a loose cannon and win that NAPT passport? Log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. Now let's get back to the action.
Remember, the loose cannon who finishes the season with the most cash gets a North American Poker Tour passport worth 50 grand. Last week's LC, Ernest Wiggins, had a solid run, winning over 50 grand, but right now Will Davis has got to kick it into gear.
Forget the passport. Will's got to kick it into gear if he wants to walk home with anything.
Whatever happened to that vegetarian thing with Ivy?
Ivy's so stupid. I told him my assistant could have cooked for him, and he would have been fine. He would have had all this fake meat. He would have been fine. After like a little while, he settled for like $150,000 because he wanted a steak.
The most expensive steak ever.
Now let's put a little more. It's
How many
Abe.
months was it? He had to...
Daniel raises to 1,500.
I've noticed every time it's my blind, it's 1,500. When someone else is 12.
I'm gonna explain all this to you in the book. I'm gonna explain the 15 for you. Sometimes I give it to you for 12.
All right.
Usually 15 for you.
Will Davis calls. So does Abe Mosseri.
It all depends on the strength of my hand. This is a better hand, so I'm raising more.
2-7.
Makes sense.
Better hand, you raise more. I don't know. It could be the opposite.
No deuce of diamonds in this one.
It could be the other way around.
Deuce, Trey.
That's you.
Check by Davis. Check by Mosseri.
That's Daniel's hand.
Daniel's got the best hand.
And bets 3,000. Will folds. So does Abe.
I got you beat.
Show him the nuts.
For sure.
Show him the nuts.
Daniel shows the queen.
He doesn't seem too impressed.
I didn't mean to show. It just flipped over.
I had him beat. Had you beat at all times.
King, queen yet?
I didn't say that. I said I had you beat at all times.
It wasn't queen deuce or queen tray, so then it's ace, king, or queen.
Yeah. But I didn't say it was a king.
Unless he's lying.
Unless I'm lying, exactly.
Just sitting here on TV lying.
Actually, in television, it's called producing.
Daniel folds.
16.
Doyle raises to 1,600 with pocket sixes. Action folds around to Jason Calacanis. Pocket kings.
Chris.
Can pretty much never go wrong re-raising with kings.
Raised to 5,600.
So that's how much altogether?
56 total.
Since it's pot limit pre-flop, Doyle's getting the right odds to call, try to hit his set.
And Doyle does call. 2 players to the flop. Trey 6-7. Doyle flops a set.
Putting on a running good seminar.
15,000.
Calacanis bets 15,000.
Board's got to look safe to Jason. With a bet like that, Calacanis has to have something. Doyle wants to extract as much value as he can right now. It's very unlikely that a set of sixes is beat.
This is 30.
Doyle makes it 30,000.
Now, if you notice, Doyle's only raised the minimum here. It's because he definitely wants a call. Maybe it'll even entice the amateur to ship over the top. Jason's not a very experienced player. He's probably not sure how to interpret a min raise. There's no ace on board. There's nothing really that scary out there. It's going to be very difficult for him to get away from this.
Jason calls.
See, if you got it all in, we could run it twice. Nothing. We're going to be at a guess.
Now, I'm not sure why Jason just called. If it was good enough to call, it's probably good enough to get it in.
The turn. 10 of clubs.
All in.
I call.
All in and a call.
Jason's about to see some very bad news.
3 sixes.
Run it 10 times.
Wait.
Hang on.
You can run it 3 times if you want.
Sure.
3 times.
3 times.
You understand that? Okay.
That means you'll see the river card 3 times, playing for 1/3 of the pot each run. The first river, 5 of spades.
1 for the good guys.
Give Jason 1. My 2 outer.
Yeah, I won't be too mad.
Run number 2, 10 of hearts.
2.
And last chance for Jason to salvage something. It's a deuce and a sweep for Doyle.
Chipped.
I presume I've got you.
Yeah, you got him covered. For sure.
I'm assuming.
That is correct. Doyle wins a pot of more than $204,000.
Oh, brutal.
Looks like the internet millionaire just had a server crash.
Jason Calacanis, you've just been pwned by a legend. There's a reason Doyle's in the Poker Hall of Fame. More action coming your way from the big game after this. Welcome back to the big game, where there has been a seismic shift in chips as Big Papa just stacked off wealthy internet tycoon Jason Calacanis.
Calacanis now all of a sudden at the bottom of the pile. Doyle remains at the top. And this just in, Chris, Calacanis has had no choice but to officially defriend Doyle Brunson.
Well, our friend Amanda Leatherman is hanging out with the boys at the table.
Jason.
Yeah.
What did you put Doyle on that hand?
I thought he could have aces. Or I thought maybe he was raising into a player who he might be able to bluff out of the pot. So I thought it was a coin toss.
So what'd you buy back in for?
100.
100. Okay, good luck. Doyle, still killing it. My favorite.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep that one.
That's one of the many reasons Doyle's been smiling all week.